overall, 4-4 in conference. Kentucky 7-6 overall, 4-4 in conference. Florida 4-7 overall, 3-5 in conference. Vanderbilt 5-7 overall, 1-7 in conference. And Tennessee 4-8, 0-8 in conference for the Volunteers. In the SEC West, you had Auburn winning by virtue of tiebreaker at 7-1 in conference, 10-4 overall. Alabama 13-1 overall, 7-1 in conference. LSU finished 9-4, 6-2 overall, or 6-2 in conference. Mississippi State 9-4, 4-4 in conference. Texas A&M 7-6 overall, 4-4 in conference. Ole Miss 6-6 overall, 4-4 in conference, and Arkansas 4-8 overall, 1-7 in conference. So the SEC had 53 players drafted in this year's NFL draft. 10 in the first damn round. 10 players drafted in the first round. Some of the notable draft picks, Roquan Smith, who I think was just an absolute monster, linebacker out of Georgia. Minkah Fitzpatrick, Daron Payne, Rashaan Evans, Calvin Ridley, Sony Michel, Nick Chubb, Kerryon Johnson, Christian Kirk, I think are the big names coming out of the SEC and the NFL draft.
You think I was just going to hit power off?
I had no idea what you were doing.
I'm done with this SEC talk.
Yeah, power.
That doesn't stop the batteries.
Yeah, that's not how batteries work. Players to watch. I have a few different quarterbacks here. First, Jalen Hurts and Tua Tagovailoa. That quarterback watch in Alabama is going to be friggin' awesome. Just like in Georgia, Jake Fromm, State Farm, and Justin Fields, seeing that how that's going to play out. I suspect Fromm is going to be the one that wins the quarterback battle. Then A.J. Brown, wide receiver from Ole Miss, he's awesome. If you want to see a confident, awesome is the best word I got to describe him, receiver, he's the guy you want to watch. Another good wide receiver coming out of the SEC, Deebo Samuel from South Carolina. He's going to be a lot of fun to watch. And then Drew Lock, quarterback from Missouri. Dude puts up 700-yard games like they're nothing. So those are the players that I think you should watch for. Tony, you look like you got something to say.
I agree with most of those.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all really good players. They all had good seasons last year, so it's hard. I mean, the SEC is always going to be a competitive conference. I feel like the Big Ten and them are so close. You know what? They should just be separate and, like, everyone else is playing for something else.
Yeah, that'd be great. What do you guys think about any players that I missed?
I don't think so. There's a possibility. We always find somebody new.
Felipe Franks, from quarterback from Florida. I mean, he was a freshman last year. Didn't play very well. Obviously, there's growing pains with that. So I think he's someone that you could put on there. Jared Stidham, quarterback from Auburn. We know who he is.
Yeah, I absolutely. I mean, I can't disagree with you. There's always so many good. I mean, a lot of talent goes to the SEC.
It's easy because there's a lot of talent in football in the South, and they stay home.
Right. And you've got it's on both sides of the ball. I mean, there's going to be another crop of great defensive players too that are coming out of this. I don't remember everybody that you said, but that D lineman out of Vanderbilt, or D end, he's a monster. I couldn't even begin to pronounce his name even if I was looking at it, so I'm not going to butcher it. But, I mean, Alabama constantly produces solid linebackers. I mean, it is a great division for linebackers in D linemen. I mean, that being said, I can think easily that there will probably be a handful of offensive linemen that go from the SEC taken in next year's draft, because that's what happens. It's all those Southern boys. They just eat cornbread and good Southern cooking all the time. They just get huge, and then they throw people around like rag dolls. And then every once in a while you get like a solid DB, but I mean, I don't really recognize too much the SEC as being D-back country, but the ones that come out of there usually are monsters anyway.
Yeah, the SEC is known for having monsters. Roquan Smith, Ron Payne.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, Jamal Adams.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to get people everywhere you look. No matter what game you're watching in the SEC, even if it's a bad team, if you look carefully, you'll find one person
Superstars
somewhere where you're just like, that person is a man playing amongst boys.
South Carolina had it last year. Hayden Hurst, tight end.
Yeah, but if you're watching an SEC game and you're like, wow, this team's terrible, if you want to make a fun game out of it, find the good one, because I guarantee you he's there somewhere.
I mean, unfortunately, it's just not always fun. Like Arkansas had Frank Ragnow taken the first round as a center. They moved him to left guard.
That's what I was saying. Like you get those big old country boys, Southern cooking, cornbread. They're gonna throw you around.
Love my sister.
Work on tractors during the day. Throw barrels of hay. I don't know what they do down there in college.
I mean, there's
not many books to read.
Just sister loving going on.
I don't know about that either.
And I will tell you, I have a huge problem with rooting for Alabama. I hate Alabama.
I just don't.
Hate them with a passion.
What do you mean a problem with rooting for? Do you root for Alabama?
I have in the past.
Why?
Because I hate LSU more.
I mean, that's fair, but just don't watch that game.
But I have to watch Alabama versus Alabama West. Come on. LSU's just Alabama West.
I guess,
the stepbrother who sucks.
I'm not rooting for either of them. I'm rooting for it to be like a 13-13 tie.
Yeah.
Or like a 2-0 win.
I will tell you 100%, if Alabama ever plays against Stony Brook, I'm rooting for Alabama to put up 200 on them.
I don't think Stony Brook would invite that upon themselves. Then again, Alabama schedules the Citadel.
And Mercer, yeah.
So they may schedule Stony Brook at some point.
Probably.
It won't be in Stony Brook, I can tell you that.
No. They'll be like, what is this there Long Island bullshit?
You come down here to get your ass kicked, you understand, boy? Yeah, exactly.
Listen, I ain't leaving my sister. I ain't leaving her. You come up, you bring your sisters. I'm not leaving mine. She loves me good.
You know what I do have a small rant about? Is the Nick Saban, LeBron James bullshit about their in barbershop shows. I couldn't care fucking less. And why do you care? Oh, he's stealing my idea. I'm going to have a barbershop. I'm going to do this and have conversation. So what? You both just have shows that are in a barbershop. Nobody's watching because of the location, you numbnuts. You could have both done it in a diner and it would have been the same thing.
But LeBron doesn't have hair.
It doesn't matter is my point. You're doing this show because you want to have yourself on there having conversations with other people like you that people are going to have interest. No one gives a shit about the location. You could do it in a car dealership. You could do it in a local park. No one's caring about this. Stop thinking that it's stealing my idea. Your idea was a talk show. You're basically ripping off Letterman, you asshole.
That's a good point.
Actually, you're not even ripping off Letterman. You're ripping off
Johnny Carson.
Yeah, Carson. The people can't be from him. You're not making anything new. Every channel has this. For Christ's sakes, the Comedy Central channel has this.
Yeah, they do. You want to know what
I'm pretty sure MTV does. Isn't that what Deirdre does? He just puts it on with videos?
Probably.
Daniel Tosh does it. He just shows videos.
Daniel Tosh is ridiculous.
True. They do it every day night on the nightly news.
Yeah. The worst thing about the SEC, I want to get your opinion on this, because I have a question for you guys.
Okay.
The worst thing about the SEC, is it the media bias that they get, the fact that no matter what, they're going to get two teams in the playoff, basically, is how it feels, or 3, that we have to hear the name Paul Feinbaum multiple times?
Paul Feinbaum sucks, but I'm going to select number 1 because it wraps it all into the same thing. Paul Feinbaum sucks, and he contributes to the media's bias, so he's part of the media's bias problem. The media's bias problem is I also think the reason that because they get so much goddamn attention that everybody in the country thinks that those teams shit gold, that all of a sudden now, we can get 2 of their teams into the playoffs because they're just so damn good. Why? Because you've been talking about them all year? Go F yourself. I don't want to hear that argument. I want the media bias to stop doing that because I think then you would get an honest approach to who really are the best teams in the country. Do they deserve to have 2 teams in there at times? Yeah, they sure do. But you could make the argument at times that maybe the Big Ten deserves that. Because what if Ohio State and Wisconsin go undefeated, both, and the loser loses in the Big Ten game? You're going to tell me that they lack the precedent to go in over SEC teams, but there's 2 teams with 1 loss? It was the conversation we were goes back to the conversation we were having with Ohio State and Penn State that year. Could they both be left, or could one go in but the other be left out, even though their only loss is to that one? But if that's the argument in the SEC, it's not even an argument. They're both in.
You're right.
Yeah. And it's because we talk about them all the goddamn time. And they're always in your face.
They are.
So I feel like that starts, whether or not we acknowledge it or not, I feel like that starts seeping into our brains as sports fans, that like you keep getting pounded with the same thing over and over again. You're likely to start thinking, oh yeah, well I guess so.
It's a good point. I have another question to ask you, gentlemen. Do you want to start a pick'em this week?
Pick'em.
I'm always down for a pick'em. I mean, it's basically like gambling, but I don't need money.
5 teams. I've selected 5 games, and we're going to pick. We're going to pick from them. I'm going to get this all set up now. Just a second.
Ruh-roh, Raggy.
Okay.
All right.
You're not picking all.
So Tony, for not having an I can't rant, that must have been where you just channeled that energy, huh?
Oh, into the SEC? I can't rant against the SEC for hours.
You guys ready?
Yeah.
Game 1. Florida Atlantic, Oklahoma. Straight up.
Where are they?
They're in Oklahoma.
Give me Oklahoma at home.
Yeah, I'll take OK at home. Although I think it's going to be a closer game than people
It's
think.
a 21-point spread.
It will be an under if I had to guess.
I think it's going to be a 1-touchdown game.
So do I. But I think Oklahoma takes it being at home.
Dan Beebe.
Oklahoma at home.
Okay. Game number 2, gentlemen.
Whoa. What's your vote?
Oh, Oklahoma. Sorry.
Okay.
Whoa. Do you know something we don't know?
Yeah.
Sorry.
You the bookie now?
Yeah.
Full starting lineup is on a bus?
It's
crashed?
It's Oklahoma. So, game number 2. Number 23, Texas at number unranked Maryland. Texas versus Maryland. I'm taking Texas. What are you guys taking?
Wow, that's a complete polar opposite than last year.
Yeah, and Texas is going to win this one.
Give me Texas.
All right.
I thought Texas was going to win last year, so
I knew they weren't.
I can't be an ass this time. Maryland's just got too many problems going on.
Maryland's returning a good quarterback. Texas returning an okay quarterback. Texas defense has improved. Maryland's defense has not.
Texas hasn't killed anyone.
Yeah. Maryland is also
That's
without
true.
2 great wide receivers. Texas is returning a lot of talent, and Tom Herman's guys are finally getting in recruit, and he's recruited a class already. His second class now, actually. So his guys are going to be more prevalent. I think he's a better recruiter. I think it's going to be Texas.
You said this straight up.
Straight up.
Texas.
Okay. Dan O'Shea.
Yeah, you gotta give it to Texas.
What's the spread in that game?
13.5.
Yeah, Texas
Really?
favored 13.5, yeah. All right. The next game is going to be number 6 Washington at number 9 Auburn.
Ooh.
I'm taking Washington.
Washington, Auburn? In Auburn?
In Auburn. Auburn's the favorite by 1.5, I think.
Auburn. War Eagle. I'm pretty sure that's their thing, right?
War Damn Eagle.
Oh, whatever.
I'm gonna go with Auburn here as well. They're in my mind, the top of the SEC besides Bama and Georgia, and a